Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at the new Regidrago with a Dragon Energy as well as Dragon Breath. This Pokemon is going to be very interesting as this Pokemon is going to be now in the top 100 for PvPoke for the Open Great League. And the main reason for this is mainly Breaking Swipe plus Dragon Breath on a Pokemon which I don't think we have had before yet. Dragon, the Breaking Swipe kinda is a move that's not very commonly seen, but usually only on like Dragon Tail users or like Mud Slap users like the Rhyperior. By the way, if you hear a little bit of sounds in the background, there's a huge thunderstorm currently going on. We have to record, so sorry about this, but I want to give you, of course, the fresh new content. And I'm also going to try to take a look at the Regidrago later on this channel, getting also a signature move that makes it way better and definitely more interesting. So, what team do we have here? We're going to have a team where we kind of wanted to try out the Dragalge because I thought it would be a great Pokemon to use to bait out potential like Fairy type Pokemon while still kind of punishing them with the move Acid. There's going to be one battle here where I forgot to change the moveset because I was thinking that I already did this for the first week of the season, but I forgot about it. So yeah, there's going to be one battle which I have the wrong moveset on it, which is like the old moveset, actually with Gang Shot on it. But anyway, this team is kind of cool. We're going to have Gastron in the lead, going to be very good against Steel type Pokemon, which you don't want to face as a Dragon type. But of course, the one main weakness that Regidrago has is going to be Fairy type Pokemon. As you have a pure Dragon type Pokemon with pure Dragon type coverage, it's going to be a bit tough there. But then again, Dragon types are only going to be resisted by two different types, which is going to be Steel as well as Fairy, which makes it quite a safe one to have a mono type coverage on it. You're going to be very neutral against most of the Pokemon. And that's quite beneficial for this one. And here we're going to see already basically a team that's going to be a little bit more spicy. I have like here, of course, some battles against people on Twitter. So like thanks everyone who invited me there. I'm going to do the same again as well for the Regidrago. Maybe I already did it at this point. I'm not too sure, but still follow me there if you want to be in a video like this. Really appreciate it. Of course, they mostly assume that I'm going to have one of the Regis. But by the way, something interesting. There's going to be the Regi timed research. That's, by the way, on how I got this Pokemon here, how I got the Regidrago with a new move. It's currently not in raids. It's going to be in raids tomorrow or the day after. But if you want to get it early, there's a timed research where you have to do 6 raids in order to get all the Regis once. And the level of those are like ranging from, I think, 1 to 5. So they're guaranteed for below 1,500. So you guaranteed get one for the Great League, which is really cool. And it's the first time that we see like legendaries like getting guaranteed encounters for legendaries like that low. So it's kind of an interesting thing there. Also, apparently you can redo the timed research the entire week as well and get like a lot of free Regis basically. You just have to do like raids all the time, which is going to be the main thing why people will not do that. But yeah, it's a repeatable timed research, and at the end you can even get like a special encounter with a Pokemon that has like a special background, and if you want to get them all, you only have to do 36 raids this week. Isn't it great? Lovely, isn't it? But yeah, this is kind of one of the things there. There's also like, of course, the bottle caps now released in the game. I think it's kind of difficult to get them at the current stage, but you're going to be able to get them along the way. Yeah, bottle caps, again, I'm not too sure on what I want to do with mine yet. I made a video about like the top Pokemon to go for. Most of them I already have good ones off and it's not really worth going for it. So I maybe hope that I try to get a Meloetta before then, but it's going to be a bit tough to get done. I don't know. But yeah, let me know down below as well, what Pokemon are you kind of excited for giving them the bottle cap? I thought actually of going for one of my Nandos. I have like Nando Shiny Pokemon. I think I have 4 of them. Would be kind of funny to get like one from 0 to literally perfect. I got recently on the community day as well the Komo-O, or like the previous the Germnaa as a shiny 0-star with 0 attack, 0 defense, and 0 HP. So might be a cool one there. But anyway, let's take a look at the team here. We're going to have Dragalge as our main save swap because we of course want to have like something that can bait out potential Fairy type Pokemon. And yeah, kind of is just a very nice neutral Pokemon. The Gastron here is definitely the main Pokemon though. Like this Pokemon is kind of nice. Like it's just so good in the current meta still. And there would be actually some potential still for Gastron to be better in the future. Gastron is one of the few Pokemon that actually learn the move Sludge. Sludge is actually quite not as common in the Pokemon world. Not a lot of Pokemon learn the move, but Gastron would be one of them. Might be interesting if this is going to be a buff for the future for this Pokemon. Anyway, we're going to take a look here now at Giratina against us. Interesting choice. I saw like that some more people are running Giratina in the Great League again, which I find interesting. Like I wonder what kind of the reasoning for that is. but it's going to be quite okay against our team. Here we're going to be able to go for the shield advantage. I'm going to swap onto the Dragalge, hoping that they would swap out, and they swap onto the Clodsire, which is absolutely amazing for us. But again, the only real weakness of our Regidrago is going to be Fairy-type Pokemon. Anything else is going to be totally okay for us, and so I'm not really too worried at this point. I don't really need to use my shields on my Dragalge because Regidrago is going to benefit quite a bit more. So far, we haven't really seen anything from Regidrago in terms of the Dragon Energy. There's actually only going to be one battle in today's video where I use Dragon Energy, and it's just because Breaking Swipe, Dragon Breath is such a better combination. Like, Dragon Energy is great to have like the closing potential. That's why I also used Regidrago as a closer here for the team. It's a very hard hitting move with 120 damage for 45 energy, which is amazing as a move. But here you see by the way a little bit more lag. I had quite a bit of issues with lag, but I don't think it really impacted too many games. I think it impacted like one or something. But as you're gonna see again, it's just better to go for Breaking Swipe. You already have the damage output. Breaking Swipe is a great, crazy good move, having the option to debuff the opponent's attack, which we have here as well. I swap out into the Giratina. I can go for another hit here as well. Another Breaking Swipe is coming through. The opponent is gonna use his shield here again. And yeah, basically on paper, Regidrago is currently in the top, I think 80 or something on like PvPoke, but it's actually going to perform better when you actually play it, because Breaking Swipe is kind of seen as a little bit worse on PvPoke than it actually is going to be in real life. So like basically if you go into the normal Go Battle League and you try to go for Breaking Swipe, of course you have always a 50% chance of getting the debuff on a Pokemon, and on PvPoke it's always going to be the second Breaking Swipe that's gonna get the debuff, and the first one guaranteed doesn't get the debuff, which means for calculations it's actually going to be a bit like shown a bit worse than it would usually be, but just for consistency, this is the only way they can really do it. So yeah, it is what it is. Here we're going to have Fortress. I know that I had a little bit of lag in this battle. I had like some lag already in the beginning. Here, look at this. I'm staying still where the opponent gets like 3 fast moves in, just randomly in the middle of the battle. I love that for myself. They're gonna go into the Jellicent, and like I would have loved to have at least like the 2 fast moves that I'm missing now here out, but yeah, I don't really care too much about it. It's friendly battles. I just want to showcase the Pokemon. But still, I hope that this issue is gonna get fixed soon, because I just would like to play Go Battle League again without having to worry about that. That's my main thing. I actually haven't really played Go Battle League in the last week, mainly because like only really half of my battles maybe, just because of how this issue is currently occurring. So hopefully they're gonna get this done soon. But here we're gonna have a very positive matchup for us. Look at how fast it just directly goes basically into the animation because of whatever's going on currently there. But we're gonna be able to go for another Breaking Swipe. This is going to allow us to get a lot of damage onto them and enough to farm them all the way down before they can go for an Outrage. They would have fought already the Awkward Tail, but it would have not helped them. And you see here the power of Regidrago. Like, having Dragon Breath plus a Breaking Swipe is such a great combination, especially having both of them stab. Scizor here against us. Shadow Scizor is going to be an interesting matchup as well. As we will see, we're going to be able to just go ahead and go for the shield. They could go for the Trailblaze, and that would be a one-shot. I don't really want this. I expected them to go for the Night Session. They swap onto the Duskclops. Duskclops actually going to be a bit of an issue. But let's see here on how this is going to go. We're going to be able to stay in and take a hit here, get them a little bit lower, get some energy again on our Gastron, and get that free fast move in, which is going to be very nice for me. I can now swap out into my Regi, but again there was a tiny bit of lag while swapping, which allowed them to get to the move a little bit faster. Shouldn't really matter too much. Ice Punch is coming through, totally fine. I should be able to fully farm them down here, or get to the charge move here. That's also okay for me, so I get the KO against the opponent. All great. Oh wait, they're going to use a shield. That's fine. I got the attack drop. I'm actually going to let the move go, because I'd rather get energy on other Pokemon, but actually I decided to let them move, undercharge the move here kinda, and I can go now into my Gastron again. They have the Night Slash. I can hopefully just fully farm them down, but I think I might just go for a Body Slam just in case. No, actually gonna swap out to the Dragalge just in case. Okay, I have a ton of energy still on my other Pokemon. They have the Greninja in the back. I can bait a potential Outrage here, which is going to be great. Awkward Tail is coming through here. Let's see if they're gonna get the shield. We don't. But we're still gonna get them low, because Acid is at least still a stab move that is going to do some neutral damage here, and it's a Shadow Claw clone, so like that's kind of alright. We see here that the opponent still gets to another charge move. Night Slash coming through. I just have to hope that I still get to move in time. We have again some lag here. I don't think it mattered. But yeah, they're gonna still be able to go for another one, and they actually overfarm that much that they still get to another one here. Good job there, well played. Greninja, very nice energy management there. Deserved win there for the opponent. Let's move on to the next one. We are seeing a fantastic lead here. We see some weak connection already, and we see the Duskclops against the Regi Regidrago. We see that we can use a shield here on the first one, very likely going to be the Ice Punch. It's going to be the Ice Punch, and we're going to be able to go for the Breaking Swipe. We see some lag, I cannot go for the Breaking Swipe, and they get the next charge move in for free. It's just annoying, because what we're going to see here now as well is that I'm going to go for another Breaking Swipe in order to try to get even the shield potentially from the opponent. We got to get the shield, and we're going to get the attack drop, which would mean if I would have got this beforehand, I would have been able to survive a Shadow Punch plus the Ice Punch there, which would have completely changed a little bit of the matchup there. Again, does it change stuff in the long run? I can't tell. Like, it is like Gobelic is too complex in itself that basically it's like such a huge butterfly effect that at the end of the day, you don't really know on what actually mattered or not. Like if there's like one turn kind of missing somewhere, it can completely steamroll you later on. It's just on how Gobelic is, and despite it's kind of very important, this kind of goes like fluently. So yeah, here we're gonna lag again for a few turns before we can swap out. But the opponent even got the Vine Whip off against our Gastron, should never have happened there. But yeah, we see here that the opponent is going to be able to go into the Laron. And again, I actually don't think that I would have won this battle either. I think the opponent played this really, really well. But I would just love to see stuff like this not happen in the future. That's all that I'm kind of really caring about. They're going to be able to hardwall me now. Cool to see Laron here. I love it. Like, well done from the opponent. Well played there. Nothing else I can say. Earth Power is not going to be enough. I just want to try to go for 2 Earth Powers just in case I get like a drop or whatever. I kind of want to just go for it for the fun. But they, of course, win the battle. Well realigned. I won the lead there quite heavily. Again, Duskclops matchup was kind of unfortunate. But let's move on to the next opponent. We're going to encounter a great lead force. It's going to be Dedenne. That's going to be a lovely force, but I think that's going to be the first battle that I did where I stole the wrong fast move on our Dragalge, so that's bad. Here I lag again with the Gastron. You see me trying to go for the Earth Power. I apparently go for one over, which I didn't want to, even though I was clicking the entire time on the button. But I can go for another Earth Power here, and now I can try to farm them down with my Dragalge or something. I can try to catch the move. Doesn't work out. Again, not too sure if there was something that would have mattered in this kind of scenario. But I can now go for the full farm down against them, which I guess is great. They're going to decide to swap out of here into the Credilli. I can go into my own Dragalge and have Dragon Tail here still. As it would have been better, would have allowed me to get a free fast move in there as well, based on the timing, but then most I would have timed it a bit differently. I have Gang Shot here as well, which is just more of a meme there. In like some random cup like 5 seasons ago or something. Since then I haven't used my Dragalge. So yeah, this matchup here against Dedenne would have been way better if I had Acid, but again, that's my own fault. I didn't check the moveset before I went into the battle, which is again all on me. But we see the Parabolic Charge coming through. I can stop out of here into my Gastron because I know they went for a Rock Tomb and I kind of locked there. I can go for the Body Slam, get the shield from the opponent. I can go for another one, maybe get another shield or the KO from the opponent. And we should be in a very solid spot here. Let's see on how this is going to go. We see here the Credilli coming in again. We're going to be able to go for a Body Slam, which is the only thing that I can get to get some damage on them. And now it's Regidrago time. And we will be able to take a hit here for sure. This is going to be the Rock Tomb. And it does do a little bit more damage than expected. I have to go for the charge move kind of straight away so I can avoid them going for another charge move here against me. This is going to be fine as they're going to go back into the Dedenne. I can use a shield. This is going to be Parabolic Charge, and we will see here that they're going to get the defense boost from that, which is fine. It's going to be another Parabolic Charge, but because we should be able to resist, we should be fine. Yeah, I make a big mistake. I should not went for the Breaking Swipe. I win the CMP tie as far as I know. I think I do. I think I do win the CMP tie. If I stopped out and then went for the charge move, I would have won this battle. Here, I lost by 1 HP, down to my own mistake earlier. If I just had my different moveset on my Dragalge, I'm actually fairly certain for this one that I would have won. Still, well played by the opponent. Well done there. Let's move on here to the next opponent. We're going to see Marowak, which is like one of the Pokemon that I kind of felt like was a bit of a tough one for this team. So, kind of interesting to see on how this kind of goes. Yeah, I actually can go for the Body Slam, which I'm quite happy with. This is going to allow us to get the shield from the opponent, and we can still just play this matchup out, get some nice energy onto, damage onto them. We can go for the full farm down, and as we will see, they have a Zoomerl in the back, and I'm going to try to get as much energy as possible, because I know that it's going to just swap out here anyway. In hindsight, I should have most likely shielded this, but they give me some damage onto them, which honestly I enjoy quite a bit. They go into the Urshifu, and if you can send me some gameplay with this Pokemon when the Great League is back, I would love to actually like showcase it on the channel. Urshifu for the Great League is very difficult to get. What you have to do is, I guess you could trade for it nowadays. You can trade Urshifu. If you don't get lucky with it, you can get one for the Great League. And it's honestly not a bad Pokemon to have, so would love to see that. Here, this is the only time I go for Dragon Energy in this video. It's going to be against an Azumarill just to see the animation. We don't even see the full animation here. And now I have to try to maybe bait them, and then I still have a chance of winning this battle. I'm not too sure about it. Breaking Scythe is coming through. This will allow us to get the shield from them. And we will see here as well that, yeah, they are gonna go ahead and go for the Ice Beam, knock us out, and win the battle for them. That was it for Dragon Energy there for today. Next one, we have a great lead. We have a bit of lag there as well, but I don't actually know how to really play against the Scizor. That's my own fault. Hindsight, I should have went into my Regidrago after this move. I should have just went into that one because what I could have done, just I can take the hits. It's Night Slash or Trailblaze. Like, it's not going to be too difficult there. This case, I can catch the move and farm the known with Acid, which is not too bad either. But, like, yeah, like, it is not going to be ideal. In comes Drapion. I can go for the Outrage. I can get my shield back at least, which I thought was the best idea that I could have here. But turns out they use a shield and get a ton of energy against me. Well played by the opponent. Ko went for the bait there and played safe. Should have done that. But again, we are doing friendly battles, and I rather go for funny plays and like more rewarding plays if they actually work than not. But what we'll see here is, funnily enough, a Rockrunet in the back. Not a Pokemon I expected, but a cool Pokemon. Like, I like to see it. If I get the Breaking Type debuff here, I'm gonna be fine. Most people are running the double water charge moveset because you have already basically a Dragon Breath clone as a fast move. So I let this move go, and I get a interesting surprise here with the Bug Buzz. Should have just shielded, for sure. Just it's a safer play to shield. Just allows me to farm it down there and then have Drapion against the ground type Pokemon. But I didn't, and that's fine. Well played by the opponent here. Could have played this a little bit differently. But this is going to be it for Regidrago. Again, I do think this Pokemon has some potential. I do think that kind of the way the team played or whatever didn't really show perfectly on what it can do. But again, I'm maybe even going to take a look at it again for the Open Great when it's going to be around. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.